I think you learn about each other as the series goes on, and what we know about that team is what happened tonight. I think we had the lead, went into the second period, turned the puck over in the neutral zone, which led to a penalty. Took another penalty 200 feet from our end, and they're a quick strike team, so you just can't make mistakes in those situations. And tough lesson to learn in game one, but glad you're not learning it in game 6 or 7 in an elimination game. So we've got to be smarter than that, and they've got that quick strike ability that you've got to mentally be sharp for 60 minutes in order to beat them.
Pete, can you talk about your process for making these adjustments, from learning from these early series games, and what's allowed you to be successful, like in Vegas?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think that we're starting this again, right? And I think tonight was it's a tough turnaround for us as a group. I thought we had a great start. I thought we. The fatigue from the game 7, I thought, hit us in the second half of that game. I thought our group rallied, though, and really made a push in overtime. Had some opportunities in overtime. But, I think at the end of the night, when you look at the score sheet, their big guys all kind of delivered and are all over the score sheet. And I thought a couple of our guys were. But, we need to find some of our scoring has to step up. We've been waiting for, a series plus a game now for some of that.
Pete, are there any positives that you can take knowing that this wasn't your best game and it came down to one goal in overtime?
Sure, there's lots of positives. I mean, I don't think, and listen, you're not going to play your best game every time. I knew that there would be some fatigue and a little bit of an emotional letdown coming off game 7. I was actually surprised at how sharp we were to start, but it did hit us in the middle part of that game. And you know what, and you also knew that they might be a little rusty at the start, but as they got comfortable, they would get better because they've been off for a week. So I think that's probably what you saw. I was actually surprised how well and how hard we pushed in overtime. I thought we had the better looks at that point.
Hey, Pete.
Leo.
Their power play, obviously, you knew was very good going into this series. What did you see from your penalty kill tonight?
Yeah. Yeah, well, I'd have to look at the goals. They weren't clean breakdowns. A seeing eye one on the Makar goal. The other one's kind of a shot and then bounces with some traffic. It's kind of ends up on McKinnon's stick. So I'll have to look at it. I don't think there was any structural breakdowns. It just, if you put them in that position, you have to be prepared that they could burn you, and they did tonight. Hey, Pierre.
Hey, Pete. You played most of your top 5D again, like you did the last 5 games last round, and obviously a lot of success last round with that. I'm just running with the Avs, their type of forecheck and their speed, and the series going every second day here with no double off days. I'm wondering how you feel that may work out here if you stick with that.
Yeah, well, we'll see. We're playing to win games. We play the guys, and the minutes are reflective of the guys we feel can win games. So that's what they are, and that's forwards and defensemen.
Coach, you mentioned trying to get some of those scoring back. Are you at all concerned about Joe Pavelski's 39 in a series like this?
Yeah.
It looks like it's going to be pretty quick.
Yeah. Well, I'm concerned about all our scorers. He's not alone there. Regardless of age, we've got some young scorers that haven't delivered yet for us that need to deliver. So there's a lot of guys in that boat.
You jugged your lines quite a bit. What were you looking for, and did you like what you saw?
I did. I thought it gave us a spark. I thought we had hit a rut there. Like I said, I thought the energy levels had dropped. I think a big part of it was a hangover from the game 7 the other night and the quick turnaround. And you, as a coach, you can we shuffled the deck to try and get a spark, and I thought we did. I thought we got through the third, and then, I thought in overtime we actually, we're back on our toes again and looked pretty good.
I thought we came out and probably played better than the second and third. Had some good looks, just didn't go our way.
Did you think you sat back at all in the 3-0 lead, or the shots on goal were very small?
Yeah, you can't take a breath with these guys. They're a great team. They come at you. They took over that second period and found a way to get one early in the third. And, we were had our chances to win that game. So.
Your penalty kill's been pretty decent all season. What do you think happened tonight for them to be so lethal on it?
They're a great power play. They got a lot of skill. I'll have to, watch some video, learn from it, and move on.
They've called back into a lot of games like that against you this year. What has allowed them to do that?
They're a great team. They're not just going to give it to you because you're up a couple goals, and they did that again tonight.
How about the last play of the first period with Manson sliding behind there? Did you think that one was going in?
It was a great play by him. I had the goalie beat, just not the defenseman.
Has that showed the whole playoffs? We've seen it 100 times. A goal in St. Louis or non-goal in St. Louis. It's a half inch here or there.
Yeah, hockey's a funny game. Bounce here or there. It can be up another goal or, down. So, we're going to keep sticking with it here. We thought we had some good looks to win that game, and it just didn't go our way.
How much do you draw on the previous series against Vegas into something like this where you fall down a game for that team? Another good team.
We've been here before. We'll learn from it and get ready for the next one.
What's made this team so resilient in your mind? Again, you've been here before. Come back.
We're not going to give up either. It's one game. They came out on top. Kudos to them, and we'll be ready for game 2 here.
Yeah, we shouldn't have got to overtime. We were up 3-0. I don't think we stayed on our toes enough. Maybe in the second we kind of took our foot off the gas a little bit. They started to come at us. We took a couple penalties, and their power play is obviously lethal, and they got a couple decent bounces there. But you just can't. Whether they get those bounces or not, they have a pretty good chance of scoring the way they're going right now. So, obviously, and then they score first thing in the third, and then it's kind of a coin flip from there. We had, we had that game under control, and we let it slip away. But we've seen that in the regular season against them. We had 2 games like that, so we got to bounce back here and split the homestand here.
Are there any positives you can take knowing that this wasn't your best game and it still came down to a 1 goal?
Yeah, OT. I thought the first period in OT we were the better team. They had kind of the second and third, and then obviously that's a pretty nice goal by them, kind of out of nowhere at the end. So no time to feel sorry for ourselves. We've been in this position before, obviously, and this time we want to make sure that we split. So that's a high octane team over there. It was a very different style game, and I think we can probably do a better job throughout the 60 minutes at enforcing our game and imposing our game on them with the puck. And like I said, we got away from it a bit in the second and kind of tide turn there.
Matt, you mentioned you've been in this spot before in the regular season, getting a multi-goal lead on this team. What is the adjustment to not allow them to come back?
Like I said, we got to stay moving forward and pushing forward, and a couple of wrong decisions at the wrong time when they're making their push, can be the difference. And obviously 5-on-5, I thought we did a pretty good job tonight, but you give up. We got a big power play goal, and then obviously give up 2 to their power play. And our PK has been awesome all year, and I know they'll bounce back and have a great one next game. And tough. Johnny loses his stick on the first one and breaks his stick, and then I think the other one went off one of our guys and in. So not that they weren't doing their thing out there, but it's just the big thing is keeping them off the power play. And we saw how lethal they can be in the regular season. That's how they came back on us the first time, and they had, they were very good on that in the first round. So, yeah, I mean, we know what this series is going to look like. It's going to be very different than the last one, and tonight was very different than the last series for us. But, we like I said, the big thing is just getting a split here now.
Do you think that was part of the adjustment, is that they are a different style of team, and that maybe coming out in the second period, third period, it was still maybe feeling like it was a Vegas?
Yeah, maybe a little bit. I think this team, you got to, like I said, you got to impose your game on them, and because if you don't, they're going to do it to you. So it's not as probably much of a chess match as the last series. It's going to be a little bit more high octane and free flowing, and that's the game they want. And we got to limit them, but we also got to create. I thought in overtime we did a great job. I mean, you could have scored 2 or 3 goals in OT. I thought we were the better team in overtime, and just didn't come away with it. But like I said, we shouldn't have got there.
Matt, you mentioned how tough that feeling was to be down 0-2. Is there a part of you that can go back to that for the sense of urgency heading into Thursday?
Yep, for sure. I mean, we want to, like I said, we want to split here. We're a great road team, and if we put ourselves in a position to go to Denver, 1-1, I think that gives us a good chance. We're confident on the road. Like I said, we're good. We're good there, and they're great at home. But it's you got to have it here. Next game, I think game 2 against Vegas, we were probably the better team and didn't get the result. But we got to make sure we get it next game.